I worked for Joe Biden, and if the people around him knew that he was not capable, it is unacceptable to me that they allowed him to go onto that stage. I deserve better as a voter, not even as a Democrat, as a voter and as an American. I do.
Oh my God.
Video to y'all. Before we move on, I have to show this video that I was talking about when it comes to the lady that was feeling as if she was lied to regarding the Democratic Party. Let's hear it.
Chief of Staff spoke to the Journal.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Oh,
he's an elderly man. He's an elderly man who has a very bad memory and doesn't remember anything that happened.
Ashley, do you feel lied to?
Yeah, I do. I think it. I hadn't been around the president before that debate, and I worked for Joe Biden. And if the people around him knew that he was not capable, it is unacceptable to me that they allowed him to go onto that stage. I deserve better as a voter, not even as a Democrat, as a voter and as an American. I do.
And I know that Joe Biden is a friend, but in this excerpt, the part about the pool, he went off, this is in the middle of debate prep, went off to the pool and he took a nap. And that was before.
So the book came out. This book came out, whistleblowing a whole lot of stuff. And honestly, shame on those people that wrote that book. So now they're getting ready to profit off of telling secrets about Joe Biden and his team and calling out how incapable he was, how much of a cognitive decline he had. Now they're getting ready to profit off it. Shame on those people for not calling it out in real time. Shame on them for disrespecting us as a voter base. Shame on, if I was a Democrat and they just threw Kamala Harris on me, I'd be upset about this. I'd feel exactly how Ashley was feeling, lied to. Now, Anna Navarro, she feels a different way.
The biggest debate of this
campaign. And the reason why I stopped the video, I was going to say, is that they they said in the book that, I think the guy said that he was taken out of context, but the guy wrote in the book that Joe Biden was in the middle of like debate prep, and they tried to say it's because he was traveling. But out of nowhere, in the middle of debate prep, he just went out to the pool and just took a nap. Now, that may be some people. Some people just need a break every now and then. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, I hear all this. Like, I'm good. This is how I prepare. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't think that was the case with Joe Biden. I think it was more so what we see when he goes back to Delaware and he's laying on the beach and, the guy's like just knocked out, looks like he's in a coma. When he's just, all right, let's keep going.
And that was before the biggest debate of this campaign. That's not even the governance of the country. So Joe Biden, maybe he has the best intentions. I'm sure that you believe that. But the right decision, it seems pretty unequivocally, is that he should not have run for re-election.
Look, I was also just texting with Ron Klein, and who vehemently says he was taken out of context. I'll tell you my experience, which is what I can talk about. I've known Joe Biden for over 25 years. Certainly, the Joe Biden today is not the Joe Biden of 5 years ago, 20 years ago.
Ew. Sorry to interrupt the video. We got a new challenge. 20,000 by the end of April. We fell short in March, but we're gonna get our goal this month. Thank you all in advance for those that are gonna continue to like, subscribe, maybe even leave some comments and let us know how we're doing. And on that note, let me let y'all get back to the video and I'll see y'all soon. Ew.
15 years ago, 25 years ago. It's not. But also, I will tell you, and I think that comes out also in the book and the excerpt that I read, something clearly happened that day, around those days, that was not the case the day after. I saw Joe Biden 24 hours after that debate here in New York. He was a completely different person. I saw Joe Biden when he came to The View after he dropped out. And he was a completely different person than what we saw at that debate. What happened around those days? I don't know. And can I tell you something? I don't care, because I want to talk about the future and how we fight Donald Trump and how we get rid of Donald Trump.
What are we fighting? Like, what are we fighting? Why do all these, I'm just going to say it, why do all these women want to fight? And I can't even say it's just the women because it's the guys too, but it's like, what? I just feel like, and let me be very clear. When I say why do all these women want to fight, it seems as if the Democratic Party used women. I'm not saying that women can't fight, women can't stand up for themselves politically, women can't hold their own. Not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that the Democratic Party played y'all. They played women. They used women just like they've used any other group. They used the LGBTQ, used the feminist movement, used Black Lives Matter. They use people. It's politics. This is nothing new. She's sitting here defending this man saying, I don't know what happened during those 2 days, but that was just, yeah, he's not like, she still defended him. Now she don't want to talk about Joe Biden. She want to talk about the future.
Completely different person. He did the Stephanopoulos debate interview to try to save him. He did your show to try to save him. He just, look, he's the guy's in his mid-80s. I'm not faulting him. He just wasn't the Joe Biden who was elected 4 years before.
He wasn't the one.
And his family should have pulled the plug.
I said that.
Well, they
His
should
own
have,
family
and so
should have
should
pulled
his
the plug.
advisors. I mean, talk about a big cover-up. I mean, we've been talking a lot about Donald Trump lately. I just want to ask a simple question. Who in the heck was running the country? If the president's mental acuity was in question and some days he's on and some days he's off, was the guy really capable of doing the job day to day? I honestly really question that. And I think a lot of Democrats.
Yeah, who signed those pardons? And now Fauci, I just saw a video of Fauci the other day jumping out here talking about it. Who signed the pardons? And we got to eventually talk about that. They signed pardons. Here they give pharmaceutical companies. And this is what I don't understand. I'm sorry, like the hypocrisy amongst a lot of Democrats, I just got to call it out. You may not like conservatives. You may think they're a-holes, but it seems to be a little bit more consistency on that end. Literally, you saw the situation with Luigi Mangione. Now, if you had to say which side more Democrats were on compared to which side the Republicans were more on, it seemed as if the liberals were more so understanding of Luigi and his situation. That's what it seemed like to me. You got comedians like Bill Burr coming out of here, and I think we got a video saved from that, talking about free Luigi. Man just shot somebody in cold blood, but people excused it because the insurance company and healthcare is so bad. Now, y'all know me. I talk about healthcare all the time. I can't stand the healthcare industry. I can't stand it. I've worked in it. I pick and choose who I work with, but it is a terrible industry. And it takes advantage of the weakest and most vulnerable and scared people. It really does. Now, are there exceptions? Of course. But I'm talking about overall. So here you had more of the liberals supporting the Democratic side in one regard. But then when you have a situation where we're talking about, hold on, damn, I lost my kind of train of thought. I lost my train of thought. Hold on, it's gonna come back. I'm gonna play a little bit more of his, and then it's gonna come back. But what I was, I'm trying to speak it out. You got the liberals supporting. Oh, I got it. I told you I was gonna get it. We're talking about Fauci. Y'all know I go off on these tangents. So here you got the Democrats and liberals supporting Luigi for or more understanding, more empathetic, more sympathetic for him standing against the healthcare industry. Okay, cool. But then when it came to Fauci, and you know that the pharmaceutical companies, there's a when the pharmaceutical companies, I'm drawing a blank on the word, but they pretty much they don't have to accept responsibility. Like you can't sue them when they put out the V word, the vaccine. I'd say it, whatever. When they put out a vaccine, you can't sue them. Right? It's some type of thing where it's an emergency vaccine where they can't be held liable, right? So you got the same people that are saying that they hate the healthcare industry. I mean, the insurance companies, right? But then they're supporting the fact that a president pardoned he pardoned Fauci before Fauci was even like Fauci wasn't even accused of a crime. He wasn't convicted. Like he wasn't convicted, but they pardoned Fauci, and they're in support of pharmaceutical companies having no liability. So the pharmaceutical companies have no liability. Fauci has no liability. But then you want to support the guy that killed the CEO of the healthcare company because they're evil. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's not consistent. It's not consistent. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I know I went off on a little bit of a tangent. My apologies.
Democrats who said at the time, oh, Joe Biden is the fittest guy in the world. He could do backflips. He could jump into the pool, run marathons, do 100 push-ups. When every freaking person who saw Joe Biden said, there's no in hell this guy is physically fit. But they told us, don't believe your lying eyes because we're with him every single day. That wasn't true.
One more piece,
it wasn't true.
Just so people understand the other part of this. Ron Klain was talking about how Joe Biden seemed obsessed with what the world thought of him. Klain wondered, half seriously, according to the book, if Biden thought he was president of NATO instead of the U.S. Quote, he just became very enraptured with being the head of NATO. That wouldn't help him on Capitol Hill because, as Klain noted, domestic political leaders do not care.
All right, whatever. I don't like all this Biden bashing. I'm going to be honest. But y'all are responsible because y'all kept giving him a pass. My man said he was going to be a one-term president, a transitional president to transition into the next generation of leadership. Y'all gassed him up. And his family, shame on his family, shame on his team, because this is ridiculous. Now Joe Biden, we got memories of Joe Biden. Like we shouldn't have these memories of Joe Biden. We shouldn't have these, but this is because y'all, this is like Weekend at Bernie's. It's like Weekend at Bernie's. Y'all are holding him up, making a fool out of him. He's not in a capable position to run. And people just lied. And to the voters, I mean, you got to hold yourself a little bit accountable too. You know, you can't just go off of what people are saying. I saw Joe Biden speak, I think 3 years ago at Howard, or there was some speech that he was giving, and I'm like, yo, this is like, something's off with him. Like he's not all there. But all good. Let's move on. I wanted to move on to this Kevin O'Leary video. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I should already have it pulled up. Let me see where you at, Kev. Where you at? Give me a second. Here we go. Got it right here. All right. Hold on. Oh, wait. Sorry. That's a different one. Hold on. Give me a second. Did I save the wrong one? Hold on. 1 second. Matter of fact, we'll do this. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find this. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find this Kevin O'Leary video. Kevin O'Leary. CNN. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. All right. Let me get this shared for y'all. Boom. It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.